So as you know, I've been trying to stay out of the way of most content creators and just trying to mind my own business, even though I will say and stand on business my damn self. Well, a lot of people asked me about the Kyle Beats situation and how I felt about it, and DJ Payne One weighed in. Now we're going to check out his take and then I'll weigh in with mine.
A lot of producers are up in arms about this Kyle Beats video in which he initially claims that Mexican OT stole his beat and then went platinum from it without paying him, crediting him, or clearing the original loop that was involved in making the beat.
I produced it, dude. What are you talking about?
Yo, no one hit me up though, dude.
Why didn't anyone hit me up?
Kyle Beats eventually conceded in the video.
Kyle Beats just gives me Logan Paul. He's like the Logan Jake Paul of the music producer community. And boy, when I say that, I mean that for real.
Video that the loop was made by Derez and that it was also part of a royalty-free collection. Therefore, it was
not this man capped on producing the beat, right? Only because someone else came out and said they made the loop was the only reason why this man apologized. Don't tell me that is the story. Don't tell me that's the narrative here. If that's the narrative here, that's nasty work, bruh. If that's the narrative, that's nasty work.
Used legally. There was no theft or any kind of immoral or unethical conduct on the side of that Mexican OT. And a lot of people were commenting that I was hating on Kyle Beats or they were congratulating me for calling out.
And yes, bruh. We already know the vibes, man. A lot of people just don't want to hear their heroes fall. That's how I look at people when they try to rationalize Drake and rationalize the situation that he just went through. Bro, you just got people that just, all they do is glaze.
Kyle Beats. I wasn't calling out anybody. I was responding to a video. I didn't say anything that was insulting. I didn't say anything that wasn't factual. I don't know Kyle. I'm on good terms with Derez as far as I know. I just spoke to him recently after releasing the video. I honestly think Kyle Beats was telling a compelling story in attempts to correct a mistake that he made. Let me explain. I don't believe Kyle Beats is a producer who makes money from selling beats or from getting placements. I think he makes great beats. He makes compelling content. He monetizes.
Don't cap. Stop the cap.
Is that content, and then he uses that engagement to sell products. So the whole industry placement world, IP law, all of that is just not part of his revenue model. He built a huge platform and he sells products using that platform that he built. Everyone knows the drip plugin. I don't care if you hate on it publicly, you're probably using it. And so yes, I said I was frustrated by the video simply.
Who's using that damn shit? I ain't using it, but I do recognize the brilliance of him using his own plugin, because these companies will just shovel you shovelware, music production shovelware, just for you to talk about it and promote their stuff. Granted, some of it's cool, other stuff, man, this is why I don't do that type of content. It just is recognized as shovelware. And when it got to Kyle Beats, though the idea was great, the plugin wasn't good at all. And many people won't admit it, but it was around the time that everybody was basically scamming and doing all the extra stuff that we know that 2020 brought. So I know he made a lot of money. I'm just saying.
Because my world is music business, right? I'll give you an example of some things that threw me off. In his video, Kyle clearly had no idea what the RIAA was or how it operates.
This is the RIAA website. If you don't know, this is the, for some reason, the foundation, whatever the fuck they are.
Furthermore, his incorrect notion that if a song generates $1 million, that it's automatically platinum, shows me he's really not concerned about being a music business educator or really leaning into the music business education space, which I don't think he's done, and I respect that.
So if this song has made $1 million.
Yeah, basically. And the drip plugin was perfectly timed when Unison Audio was doing their thing. And boy, did they ruin it. They just ruined it for everybody, honestly. If someone, and it's a big shout out to Andrew Huang for doing it right. He got with people that understand the assignment and made a good product first. Because as long as you make a good product, bro, it's gonna sell regardless. You know, there's always the assholes that pirate it, but still.
It's platinum. If it's made $500,000, which it definitely has, it's gold.
And in case you're wondering, platinum is 1 million units sold, not $1 million generated. The RIAA considers 150 streams nowadays to be equivalent to one sale, which means based on a streaming royalty rate of $0.0035 per stream, it's well under $1 million. So I'm also not surprised that years ago he made the mistake of releasing a royalty-free sample pack without really fully understanding the implications.
I'm pretty sure he knew exactly what he was doing, because a lot of guys do that shit. There's other people I won't mention that he kind of hangs around that play in that role of royalty free. Oh, wait a minute, you used it? Oh, I want my placement now. I want my placement.
Of doing so. And when he realized, wait a minute, somebody made probably $1 million or more off of that sample and I don't get anything, he did what he had to do to monetize that moment. Made a video that went super viral. We're all talking about it. Dropped a sample pack that I don't believe is royalty free, and there's a price tag associated with it. And there's also a contest. And this was another collaboration with Derez. So shout out to Derez and Unknown Sounds. I'm sure it sold really well. It accomplished what he wanted it to accomplish. Were people upset with the way he framed the situation? Yes. Were people upset with the way I responded to his video? Yes, from all sides. I mean, this is just a person that likes Kyle, which is cool. I respect that. A lot of people like Kyle. There's no reason not to. And of course, I'm just a hater because I...
Well, they say DJ Payne 1 is a hater and he ain't got no emotion. That's why he's making a video about someone else video. If you knew so much, you'd be doing much more, and fuck what you done. Oh, you can't make this stuff up, my guy. Enough is enough.
I have no motion. And so anyone telling me I have no motion probably has a ton of motion themselves. Okay, never mind. I feel good about my...
Never fails, bro. Their music is always garbage. Trash. So sick of hearing you guys sometimes. But I do appreciate that you are at least clicking on the video.
Career, you should feel good about your career. I'm sure he really appreciates that one subscriber that he has. People have to be upset about whatever.
And one subscriber is him.
They choose to spend their energy on. But I will say the comments I'm getting on my video and the comments I've read on Kyle's video are absolutely insane, clinically insane. And it really goes to show you why the producer community is in such a state of chaos and why we're constantly being taken advantage of. And it seems like people coordinated their comments. I feel like there's a conspiracy here where people are trying to...
Bro, listen, when you get against somebody, these weirdos be having discords and all kinds of stuff where all they do is hate on people in our space. And I'm saying that not just for the music production space, I'm talking about in all the chords, bro.
Producer community stupid by just leaving the same comment. Look at this. This comment came up 1,000,001 times. A free kit isn't free if I owe royalties, or different iterations of that, different versions of that. If the kit is free, you don't get anything back. How can you ask for a percentage of a kit that you drop for free? If the kit is free, you don't get anything. If the kit is free, it has to be royalty free. If the kit is free, it's free because you didn't pay for it. Right? Someone had to spend a lot of time and resources to make that kit.
Talk to them.
So they could choose to charge for it. But if it's free, that means you are not paying for it. Why do I have to explain this? Another thing I shouldn't have to explain to producers is that no upfront cost doesn't automatically mean transfer of copyright ownership.
Right.
For example, if you give away a free beat to an artist and it becomes a hit single, you're going to want some type of equity because you, by law, own that beat unless somehow you signed away your rights to it, in which case, oh, that was dumb. But you made half the song. So legally, morally, ethically, you are entitled to a portion of that. If you get a free DVD from a friend, say a Golden Girls season 3 DVD, because it's a great show, you don't own the Golden Girls, you own the DVD. You can watch it, you can't publicly broadcast it, you can't charge other people to view it, you can't upload it to YouTube and monetize it, you can't sell the intellectual property to Betty White's character, you can't transcribe all the scripts and sell those. Thirdly, where do people come up with this whole, I shouldn't have to pay you to use your kit? You're not... Look, if you get a kit, whether you pay for it or whether it's free, and you have to give a percentage of that equity in the underlying composition to the creator of the loops and samples in that kit, you're not paying them. You're splitting equity. It's what you're supposed to do when you collaborate with other creatives. This is the same shit that rappers say to us, and it bothers us when they say it. When rappers are like, well, if I paid for your beat, you're not getting anything. I'm not paying you twice. But you're not paying us twice. You are operating in accordance with copyright law. And in the case of a place...
This man is cooking, boy. I'm gonna allow him to cook, boy, but one more for him.
If you're a producer and you use a loop and you have to give Kyle Beats or DJ Pain One or whoever's a little percentage of the equity, you're not paying us. Because guess what? You aren't the label. You are someone that the label has paid. You are an independent contractor. You don't own the label. The label is handling these payments. The PROs are handling these payments. You don't work for ASCAP or BMI. You're not going out collecting performance royalties. All you have to do is tell the label who made the loop, how to contact them, and then they handle it. You sit back and get another placement, and your life is amazing. And you continue working with that person because they handled business in an upfront and professional way. So
yeah, I mean, that works. That definitely works. But the very idea of what Kyle Beast was trying to do, what he was trying to pull off, was what he was trying to pull off was the rope-a-dope. The music producer rope-a-dope yet again.
Song here with loop or sample. Every time you create a recorded piece of music, which could be a song, but in this case we're talking about a loop or a sample, you generate and own 2 copyrights, the composition and the master recording, aka the sound recording. These are 2 separate and distinct copyrights that generate different separate royalty streams. So when I release a loop pack, what I'm doing is this. Number one, either I'm charging you for the labor that I put into creating that loop or sample pack, or I'm giving it away for free, right? That's my choice because I'm the owner of these 2 copyrights to whatever is contained in that pack. However, I still retain these 2 copyrights. I still retain ownership to both of them. What I am doing is either waiving your obligation to share ownership if it's a royalty-free collection, or I'm setting certain splits. In my case, on average, it's about 20% of the underlying composition. That's just one copyright. When you clear a sample, right? If you want to go back to sampling old songs because you think it's going to be easier than just giving me 20%, be my guest. But what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to hunt down the owners of both of these copyrights, which are probably labels. They're going to charge a ton for the master clearance. They're going to take a lot, if not all, of the equity in the underlying composition. You're probably not going to be handling it. The label's going to handle it. So they're not going to try to negotiate on your behalf. They're just...
Yeah, most people, when you go and you try to clear something, and that's where TrackLib shines at, because I believe they own some mechanical rights to the masters of the music that they have on their site. Don't necessarily know 100%, but we will talk about it. But at the end of the day, bro, you have to understand, they can say yes. However, everything else is in their court. They can take all of your royalties. And I'm pretty sure you're going to say that too.
Just going to give away all your equity because they don't care. You just made...
I swear I did not watch this ahead of time, bro.
Made the beat, right? That's what they're going to tell you. So for me to make the loop that inspires you to create a track that you get a placement with, that you get paid an advance on the sound recording royalties in the probably 5-figure range, and for me to only ask for 20% of this is incredibly reasonable. And if you don't think so, you probably haven't been in the music business for very long.
Yeah, it always bothers me. Sorry about interrupting you, Pain One. But it always bothers me when people say like, bruh, so those samples royalty free? And I'm like, bro, it does not matter. And I try to explain it as many times as Pain One. Unfortunately, unlike Pain One, I give up. I give up trying to explain how business works, period. I'm going to allow old girl Top Eternity to explain it. It makes far more sense to know who owns the copyright, which is the person that's the creator. And if they have a bargain, to go into the bargain. But some of y'all guys, when it comes to the samples and all that other stuff, y'all want to use samples, but y'all want to make as much money as possible. And then you get upset when someone else, quote unquote, takes your beat. Bro, that's hypocritical as fuck, bro. Are we going to grow the F up and understand that collaboration is key? And it is important for you to collaborate, and it's important for you to, it can cost you a whole lot. It can. So get educated with it, man. Make sure y'all to subscribe to his channel for crying out loud.
Or you just don't understand it. But regardless, I'm the creator. Therefore, the owner of the recording and the composition, I can license them out on whatever basis I want. All right, why is this important? Because this is absolutely the basis of the entire music industry. Spotify, for example, and I'm not saying the negotiating wasn't unfair, because basically the major labels were the ones that determined these terms for everybody, even people who weren't signed to them, even people that were signed to them 10 years ago whose contracts had nothing to do with streaming, because streaming didn't exist back then. But Spotify and all these other platforms still need a license from the rights holders to put music on their platform. Car company needs a license from the people who own these two copyrights of a song to put that song in their commercials. A rapper needs a license to release a song to a beat that you made. The fact that people not only don't know this, but will argue against it shows why the producer community is such a mess. And it's sad, because it's really like, look at that chart. It's not that hard. There are two categories, two copyright categories. Once you start diving into the details and minutia of each royalty stream, you start to see how dysfunctional, well, it's not dysfunctional, it's exactly the way it's intended to be, to favor the people in power, but you start to see how dysfunctional and confusing and chaotic all of that really is. But the basic understanding of the whole music industry really just boils down to ownership, equity, exploitation of two copyrights. That's it, two copyrights, that's it. Why don't we learn this? Look here, look at this. This is the type of person who exists in our community. Somebody this proud of their own stupidity. Someone who will lie with so much confidence that he may actually influence another producer into believing this lie and then going out and messing up their own business. This is why producers get fucked over by labels and artists. The artist can say, you're just the producer, you sold me the beat, you don't get any rights to it. You don't get royalties, or you gave me that beat for free, it's mine now, you don't get anything. You hear that all the time. And we as producers, we hate that shit. It affects our ability, it impedes our ability to make a living doing our jobs, which is to make beats. And now we're doing it to ourselves. Because for some reason, we're proud to be stupid. Slick Rick said in the 80s, it's cool to be a dummy now. It's the same case today.
Hey, you're showing your age there. Paying when you're showing your age. I know what you're talking about.
In 2024, like, the edgiest people are proud to be dumb as shit. And a lot of producers will hate me for telling them the truth about how the music business can work. Like,
but I don't know what y'all think about that. I thought it was a decent video. And, you know, I understand that he's trying to be as nice as he can be to the situation at hand. I ain't like that. And that's why I didn't react to the Kyle Beats video, because I knew I was going to sit there and I know people want that. I know y'all want that. Y'all want me to come in and then analyze it. And I don't want to be overly passionate and just say some wild stuff, because just throwing ab hominems and insulting someone just to get a crap ton of clicks and to stir up the pot just so I can get more views, I don't necessarily need that. I know Payne want, as much as we talk about, man, it would be nice if we can get them big old views and get million view videos and stuff like that. No, I must just rather put in a big effort into a mini documentary or something like that, and we talk about some things, and if someone really deserves it and I can't take it no more, I might say something. But I'm trying to keep this channel at a very positive base with all that extra. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I ever reach 1 million views, you know what I mean, or 1 million subscribers. It's a vanity number anyways. I'm not going to sit here and bash and continuously bash or just look for smoke just to get a base. No, I'm too old for some of that shit. Not too old for all of it, but hey, you know, I gotta live a little.